Here we go, Europa Conference League quarter-final. We're going to Athens. Josh, how are you, mate?
Yes, mate. Love it. Love it. Still on the high from last night and coming to this morning. So, yeah, I'm buzzing, mate, like you, which we love to see.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I've got in the spirit here now. I've watched the Champions League draw, and that is very, very tasty indeed. I kind of like that they do the semi-final as well. So you kind of got like that little carrot hanging over you thinking, right, beat these, you're in that next one. And it's the same thing that's going to happen here with this one. So quarter-final draw, semi-final draw, it's mapped out for Athens then. So we'll just see who we've got in the building then. So, and there's loads of you in here. So do us a favour, smash a like, and it will help get more Villa fans in here as well. So let's see who we've got in here then. So we've got Evo, we've got Aaron, we've got Daniel, Paul's here, Red Villain, Brock, Howard, Bozzy's in the building. Shout out to Bozzy. He absolutely loves the channel. We'll go Brock's in here, Matt's in here. So Josh, how are you feeling about last night then? Big performance, really.
Oh, mate, you know me. I was messaging before the game. I go, I'm feeling nervous, wasn't I? I was telling you, so I was like, I don't usually feel nervous this season, but I was really bricking it all day yesterday. And I said, look, once I sit down, you know, have a bit of Bailey's in my hand for Leon, then it's all good and it calms the nerves. And yeah, do you know what? To think Ajax had their best ever performance of the season in the first leg. And really, they didn't threaten us. Do you know what I mean? They were quite toothless in attack. They just didn't threaten us. It was more us. It was, you know, last night really showed. And I felt in the first 20 minutes, I just kept saying, this is our game tonight. You know, they really aren't going to do too much damage here. I said, the only thing that's going to kill us tonight is either our own injuries, downfall, which was happening, trying our best to do, or our discipline. Do you know what I mean? Our discipline in terms of whether it's a lack of moment of concentration or silly yellow cards. Because that referee booking Morgan Rogers in the his first tackle, I was like, not one of these again. I was like, I can't deal with these European refs. But yeah, mate, beautiful, wasn't it? Absolutely beautiful display last night.
Yeah, I really wanted to see more of Rogers, and it's just that yellow card killed it, didn't it? You know, it weren't really. Well, was it a yellow? It's one of them where just don't allow it in the first couple of minutes, and then he's always on that tightrope. And towards the end of that first half, he made another little challenge, didn't he? And I thought he's done now because if you make one more, he's sending you off. So, you know, Emery sort of had to take him off. So. And that was a bit of a blow that we just didn't really get to see much of him. But one player that we did get to see a lot of was Diaby, and he was class, man. He was kind of like when he went on that left-hand side and he got just that license to just explode. And I love that performance. And hopefully now that's going to be the performance that like kicks him on a little bit. Were you impressed?
Yeah. Do you know what? His positioning, his ability to run is absolutely top draw. And I think there was a point again during the game last night at Watchalong. I was like, I just wish someone would give Musa a little bit of a shake and just look him in the eyes and go, Musa, you're a quality player. Just relax in front of goal. And that final third. And I just felt that his goal was almost the perfect way for him to go about scoring in terms of the fullback. Sosa gave him that opportunity. He had a gift. And it just gave him time to pick his spot, put it top bins. And, you know, it was great for him. But look, we've got a tough running coming up with, again, now this European sort of journey and, of course, the league. We need players to be on form. And why not end the season with a bang, Musa? And it will be like, you know, be the hero that we need you to be. So I know you've been waiting for a Musa Diaby explosion. And hopefully,
I just feel like I felt with Diaby that this season that there's going to be a purple patch, and if his purple patch comes now, then we're in for a very, very good end to the season because we know that the quality's there and he's just got to deliver. So we've got, what time is it? So we've got about 6 minutes till the draw starts. So I'm going to run you through what's going to happen. And then sort of we'll have a bit of a hammer in the chat where we all pick who we think we're going to play. So we'll share the screen now and I'll just break down what's about to happen. So how does the quarterfinal draw work? 8 balls containing the names of quarterfinalists are placed in a large central bowl and shuffled.
Ooh.
The first team drawn plays for the first match at home. So if we come out first, we're at home first. Against the second team drawn, the procedure is repeated with the remaining balls in the bowl to complete the quarterfinal pairings. The semi-final draw. So for the semi-final, the 4 balls containing slips of paper marked winner of quarterfinal 1 to winners of quarterfinal 4 are placed in a large central bowl and shuffled.
Whoa.
Hey, it's just the shuffle part.
Yeah. Not that they just go and take them. They're actually shuffling them.
They're actually going to like shuffle them and pull them out. The first and second balls are drawn to determine the first semi-final pairing. The first ball drawn represents the home team of the first leg. The procedure is repeated with the remaining balls of the bowl to complete the semi-final pairings. So, who have we got in here? It's important to note that on the 11th of April will be the first quarter-final game. We then play Arsenal, and then we play this team again on the 18th of April, followed by Bournemouth. So those are where this quarter-final draw is going to happen. So who could we play? We've got Poznan, I think that is, Villa, Bruges, Fenerbahce, PAOK, Lille, Fiorentina, and Olympiacos. So there's 2 teams from Greece still. So really, we don't really want to play a Greek team in that final, being that it is in Athens. So I kind of think avoid those in the final at all costs because it's just a Greek team in a Greek final. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so in the chat, who do we think we're going to pick? Josh, who are we getting here?
See, I had a little hunch about Ajax in the last draw because of how intrigued I was of the Bodo Glimt Ajax game. I was like, why do I keep watching this 2-legged tie? And it's come to fruition. I can see us getting the Arsenal Man City treatment of the Champions League draw. And I can see us, Fenerbahce, Fiorentina, Lille, all in a little grouping, a little 4-way grouping. And I'll say it, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. So we've got to knock out 2 of those big giants in that round that we can. So, look, team that I would probably want to take is that Victoria Plzeň. If I was to choose anyone right now to get us into a semi, Victoria Plzeň. I mean, I've just looked at, Liverpool demolished that Sparta. Victoria Plzeň are 3rd in that Czech league, I believe, right? So if there's any team I want there, I'll be honest, everyone keeps talking about Fenerbahce as being the strongest team, and I'd probably agree on that. They're going to the wire with a Galatasaray in the Turkish league, and that's a really good league battle. Probably helps us as well a little bit. Fenerbahce going for a title race in that sense. How do they balance it? But I just don't like the idea of going to Turkey. So I think you know what. I reckon, though, my gut instinct is we're going to get Lille. We're going to get Lille. Yeah, you're Lille. Oh, wow, we haven't discussed this. Yeah.
Now, I've just got a funny feeling we're going to get Lille, I think. And if I had to pick who I think are the most dangerous team left in it, I think Lille are probably the dangerous. Just got a vibe. I feel like that they could smash someone they can on one single leg. And I think then it could be pretty difficult. I think Fiorentina, again, tough team. They got to the final last year against West Ham, didn't they?
Yes, yeah. But West Ham mugged them off a bit, I thought. They weren't as good. And
so Lille, like you say, Fenerbahce, it's always like real hostile environment, isn't it, to go into? But, I'd take us to beat any of them. We've seen what Unai does in this competition, and we've saw what he did in the first leg against Ajax. Keep it tight, don't lose, get them back to Villa Park, and we'll just demolish someone. So, yeah.
Is that what you're thinking, Luke? You want us to play home leg second again? Would you like the same
I think that is the 100% the easiest scenario, isn't it? I think it's the best scenario for me because we know we can potentially go somewhere and do a job on them and then bring them back to Villa Park. And, it sucks that ball into the net, doesn't it? And we're so strong at home. And, yeah, I mean, it's like you go away from home in that second leg and it's hostile and, it's I'd be very edgy away from home in a second leg. I don't know. I just think I'd be like, I don't know, I'd be bricking it a little bit. But is that what you think?
Yeah, I absolutely I've been looking at, again, if you look at the ties this week in terms of what we've done and what West Ham did, but then go to the Champions League, Arsenal needed home advantage to get them over the line. Atletico Madrid, I know, again, these guys went to penalty shootouts, but that is massive, isn't it? To just have that crowd, that reception, that calmness there. But I reckon whatever way it happens, I think we'll execute a game plan. I think the top four race is just as you said, like having Arsenal and Bournemouth. Like, who knows? You may need that Villa Park first leg and go and smash a team 3 or 4-0, and then have be able to do Arsenal. So it's really hard that you've got to keep your eyes balancing them.
Well, it's gonna be interesting as well that when we play on this 11th of April in this European tie, we followed up by Arsenal then in the Premier League, but they're also playing Bayern Munich as well. So they've also got a monster game before they play Villa as well. So, and I think Arsenal in the Champions League, they're away for their second leg twice now. So that adds intensity to Arsenal. Whether they get through Bayern Munich, they might play Man City or Real Madrid and they're away for that. And so it's difficult, isn't it, really?
Yeah, the psychology is brilliant. And I think the one thing that went for West Ham really in this competition is Moisey could put all his eggs into this basket, right? Because they're basically Premier League safe, but not competing for anything. And I do see that being a good advantage of how West Ham sort of navigated this competition. Whereas, for us, with the injuries we keep soon to getting as well, we're going to be forced into, not actually being able to rotate at this rate. With it all, but yeah, it's going to be brilliant. I've got the buzz for this draw. As you said, I think the Champions League set up perfectly for this.
So there's over 800 of you currently watching. So help us out. Smash a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. The draw is about to start. Then they're doing a little bit of an intro of all the teams that are left in the competition. How are you feeling about West Ham then, Josh?
Do you know what? In the nicest, politest way, I actually have always been someone, ever since I've supported and watched football, I've always cheered on the English clubs. Now, I don't know if that's because Villa have never been in Champions Leagues and the, UEFA Cups of time, but I'm a big fan of putting our country, our football pyramid on the map. I want the Premier League not to ever be labelled as a bloody farmers league, which is what happens with PSG. Every time PSG fall in Europe, the first thing people say, well, it's because they're playing a farmers league. I never want that said about the Premier League. And I think West Ham doing us a massive favour, knocking out a German side. Credit to them. I actually do want to see, because they're not impacting Villa, I want West Ham and Liverpool to go to the final or where they could. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like that in that way. But if you want about the weekend, because I've just seen what Bozzy's put as well.
Bozzy's like the producer in the background. So get him back on track to the proper question. Josh, I'm asking you about the weekend, mate.
Sorry, Bozzy. I mean, I'm such in a European mindset. Do you know what I mean? But what I do feel about West Ham is this weekend is that I think we'll do. We'll do a number on West Ham. I think they've always been a little bit of a weird side that we've come up against, but I expect to see Ollie Watkins start against West Ham. I think if it's an open wound, I think that that should be treated and healed properly. But both teams coming off big wins will make the Hammers game interesting. But I also know that West Ham in the Premier League is a different kettle of fish, isn't it? And they're not the well-oiled machine they are. So yeah, bring on West Ham this weekend, and thank you for producer Bozzy for putting back on track.
Love it. So Claudio Ranieri's look-alike. He's doing the draw again. So he just looks like him.
Yeah.
There's such a resemblance there to Ranieri.
What a man!
So,
but I was going to say, the other reason why the shuffling of the balls has tickled me is because we're not getting that next season. There will never be any more shuffling of balls. No. It's all going to be some nerd pressing a.
Well, it's going to that seeded section as well for the actual knockouts, isn't it? So the top two teams can't sort of meet before. So I don't know how I feel about that, because you're basically staging the competition more, aren't you? You basically, whoever say 1 and 2, if it's Man City, Real Madrid, you're basically saying we do not want to see that tie until a final. I don't know how it sits with me, really. I like the fact that anyone can play anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, for people in the chat as well, who's a conspiracy theorist and believes in the hot and cold balls in the draws? Because again, that's why they're saying they're trying to take this process out to stop these conspiracy theories. But the way that Manchester City and United get all these draws in these cup competitions on our domestic soil, it's interesting. But yeah, no hot or cold balls will be interesting in the future.
Because I mean, they're probably looking at this Champions League draw this time round thinking it's a disaster, because it's got the complete opposite to actually what they want. On that one side of the draw now, you've got Man City and Real Madrid. You've got Arsenal and Bayern Munich. On the other side, you've got sort of Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, teams that they probably want to. They want out. They do. They don't want them. They don't want a final of, like, I don't know, Real Madrid and I don't know, whoever's left in on that side of it. So for them, they're probably hating on it. So
yeah. But it's interesting as well, because obviously coming into this competition, from the moment I knew we were playing this, my first response is we need to win this. Like, watching West Ham do it, I was like, why can't Villa do this? Like, we should be able to win it. And I think, again, and I don't want it to come across as like arrogant. I always respect every team that you ever come across, but we have to be sat here as Villa fans now going, we have to win this. We're in a prime position. Whoever we draw, we draw. Yes, there's teams that we want to potentially avoid, but whoever we draw, and we'll just have to do the job as always. And I think that's interesting where Arsenal came into the Champions League draw. We're giving it large about we're back. Oh, Mikel Arteta's boys, quarterfinals. We've got to be. And now it's like no one should fear Arsenal. It's like, no, Arsenal, you should be fearing your route to the final. And I do feel like that with us. It's like, I'm not fearing anyone, but I will respect them, Luke. I always say that. It's the same with Ajax. Respected Ajax, but didn't fear them.
I think where you were trying to go with that West Ham talk earlier was that them knocking out that German team has now pretty much all but confirmed that 5th place is virtually going to get Champions League football as well. I think we've got 6 teams left in Europe. Have they got 4?
Germany have got 3: Leverkusen, Dortmund, Bayern, and we've got City, Arsenal, Villa, West Ham, Liverpool. Yeah, so we're in prime pole position, I think, to take that, which is, again, helps us for our league campaign. Takes a little bit of pressure off us again, doesn't it?
To be fair, it does take pressure off, because we know that potentially we can finish 5th. I know we want to finish 4th, but if you get it in with 5th, then who cares, really? As long as we get it, I don't care how we get it, as long as we get in it. So I think they're about to start it now. So let's go. Let's see what's going on. He's going to give them balls a little bit of a shuffle now. Then
here we go.
Yeah. Are you a bit nervous? I'm a bit nervy. I am. Don't know why.
Yeah. It's this competition brings out a different feeling. I don't experience it. Yeah, because we know that it's there really for us in that weird way. That's why. But Yeah, I've decided I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to go off your reaction. I'm going to keep this
Oh,
really
really?
short.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case I'm ahead of you or like whatever. I'm just going to go off you. So I'm keeping it really raw here. So I'm even more nervous now.
Yeah, but don't worry. They'll hammer the chat, won't they? So we'll find out in the chat anyway.
Yeah, so it's a great time to be a Villa fan. Great time to be a Villa fan. And,
yeah, it's exciting. The atmosphere was good yesterday as well, which was nice.
It's what we want, really, isn't it? You know, these big games.
Right, here we go then. So first ball out is.
Oh.
You can't get it open. You can't get it open.
Problem with the balls. Check them out.
First one is Bruges.
Bruges of Belgium. Is that where we signed Wesley from?
So Bruges are at home first leg then, yeah? First team out is at home first, yeah?
Someone put the ball as too hot. That's why it's burning his fingers. The hot and cold balls. I tell you, there's a theory there.
All right, next one. He's opened it up. PAOK.
Yeah.
Bruges v PAOK.
The Greek OKs.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I think Bruges will go. I think Bruges will go through on that.
Although PAOK, their turnaround was remarkable. They won like 5, didn't they? They were like won 5-1 yesterday at home. So do you know what? PAOK will be happy to have a home leg second time.
Olympiacos. Olympiacos. You want to avoid them? Yeah.
I don't like the Greek. Although they're doing worse than PAOK.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know what? I'm going to turn the chat off. Actually, I'm going to see it coming out. I'm going off of you. I'm going off of you.
Okay. So Olympiacos v Fenerbahce.
That's filthy.
That's a naughty tie. That is.
That's going to be ultra central pyros. That's going to be
that is. Bring your flair.
Yeah.
Brick the coach to the stadium.
Yeah, that's filthy. That is filth. Oh, Christ almighty.
So, next one we have got.
Is this a hot or cold ball?
Aston Villa at home first.
Oh, Christ.
Aston Villa.
Leo, isn't it? I reckon. I haven't seen the chat. I've closed the chat. So I'm going off you. Oh. Give me, please, Anne. Give me Victoria. Give me a Victoria sponge cake, please.
It's going to be Lille.
Victoria, can of Lilt, or Victoria sponge.
Aston Villa versus Lille.
Oh, we said it.
That's a big one. That is a big one. I knew we were going to get them, you know.
That's what I said as well to you. Yeah.
Mate, they're dangerous, they are. That's a tough game, that is.
When we went back, if you go back in the stream, we both said, who do you think will end that game? We said something like Lille.
Lille.
At
home first leg as well. At home first leg.
So the semi-final now is all I care about because
me too.
Have we got to wait for them to pull out a new? Yeah, like the Champions League, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
That Olympiacos Fenerbahce route. Watch us get that. I'm going to tell you that now.
Yeah.
Olympiacos Fenerbahce. I said we're going to end up getting a crazy semi-final draw. I bet it happens as well.
So who Fiorentina got?
Plus
that is it. Plus Dan.
Oh, the Victoria sponge cake. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Someone said we jinxed it.
We're having a tough ride here to this final. We are Ajax and Lille now. So what we got then? So we've got. Let's have a look. Get them on the screen then, mate.
Please, and Fiorentina. Oh, come on. I knew that. Well, I promise you now, our semi-final will be that Olympiacos Fenerbahce one. I can almost feel the hot and cold balls being drawn now for us. It's crazy. Why did we get that feeling about Lille? That's weird, isn't it?
First semi-final. Which were we? What were you going on here now? So winner of quarter-final 3.
That was us.
Is that us?
Yeah.
So we're at home first in the semi-final. So we're at home in the semi-final first against...
Not two.
What? Who's 2? Fiorentina?
No, Fenerbahce Olympiacos. We want one.
Do we? Oh, yeah. God.
One's the best outcome on this.
Get us 1.
I bet we get the Fenerbahce Olympiacos. Bet you.
2. What's 2?
Oh, no, it is. I called it.
Oh, my God. So Villa in the semi-final could be Olympiacos or Fenerbahce. Oh my God.
I said we were going to get the Arsenal Man City treatment. We were going to get the hardest draw. I even said, you go back, I said we'll get the Fenerbahce, Lille, and I think I put Fiorentina in. So I got 1 wrong out of that possible 4.
So we could potentially be going to Greece for the semi-final and Greece for the final. Well, we will be going to Greece for the final because that's where it's at.
I can't believe our luck, man.
So what's on the next phase? The next side is Arsenal, Fiorentina, Bruges, and PAOK.
What a side! What a Bruges!
Oh my God,
they're loving it.
What a draw that is!
You got to beat the best to be the best.
Yeah, we have. So let's just have a quick little look then. Let's have a quick little look at Lille then. See what we got going on with Lille. So to be fair, most Villa fans have wanted Jonathan David to play for Villa, so we're gonna see what he's all about. So let's have a look then at Lille. So they currently sit 4th in Ligue 1. Form-wise, currently looks okay. Let's have a look at their team then. Right. Where is he? Is he injured at the minute?
I think so.
Is he?
They're away, I think. Yeah. Are they the away side?
No, so they're the home side.
They're home.
I don't reckon who they got?
Bentaleb. He played for Spurs, didn't he? Once upon a time.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Remember him?
They've
What's
got a lot
bench
of...
like? Where's the bench gone? Can't find the bench.
It should be.
Well, let me load it up again. So what are you saying about this tie then? In the chat, what are we saying? Confident? Not confident? Let me know and we'll put them all on the screen. How are you feeling, Josh?
To be honest, I tried reverse psychology because I'm usually good at commentator's curse. Usually everything I say doesn't happen. So I thought if I say we'll get a really hard draw, it won't happen. It's actually come through. How do I feel? I'll be honest, coming into this draw, I said, give me anyone because you've got to beat, as I said, you've got to get to the final. You're going to have to beat good teams to get to the final. I think the only thing I'd say, Luke, is, again, we've been drawn home first both times, which is a little bit of we both probably agreed, didn't we, that we said that we'd rather be at home second leg. So that one's interesting. But I don't know. I think Lille, I feel like Villa are better when they come up against teams they're more clued up about and understand who they're playing. If you go and play a Victoria Plzeň or a PAOK, right, we probably don't know too much about them. But when we played Azad Alkmaar, Ajax, we knew what we were getting. I think the scouting network on Lille will be the same. So there he is, Jonathan David as well. But yeah, I think the chat seem mixed with it. But
everybody seems a bit, like even like it's good, bad, etc. Tough team, but we know we can do a job on them.
It could have been easier, right? There's no doubt about it. We could have had an easier path to the final, but hey, let's do what we need to do. I think West Ham didn't have the easiest route to their final, by the way, either. When we talk about Fiorentina and and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit.
Boz is on top form on this stream. Absolute top form.
Producer Bozzy in the background.
I'm a little disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the idea of how would Lille feel about drawing us. Are they going like hands in their head, crying, going we're out, or are they like bring on Aston Villa? Let's have some of them.
The other good thing is big allocation as well. I think it's 2,500 for their stadium, so another good allocation for Villa fans anyway. So, right, I think we'll.
Sorry, I was going to say I cannot call Olympiacos Fenerbahce though. I think that's going to be nuts.
That's tight. That's really, really tight. Right, so we'll wrap it up then. Cheers everyone for watching. I'm going to put a link to SofaScore in the chat now. Well, I was going to, but it's disappeared, so I'm not going to do that. But if you do want to help support us, go and watch the match preview that's out, and there'll be a link to SofaScore in the description. You can download it for free. Helps the channel out. So cheers everyone for watching. It's been fun. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.